Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician's channel, and today we're going to be going into some lineman pliers. And I don't carry a whole lot of lineman pliers just because I don't do a lot of electrical work like that. And in the automotive field, it's not too often that you use these. I mean, unless you prefer just the style of lineman pliers. But in general, my opinion is it's not used a whole lot in the automotive field, but it's still handy to have. So I do have a few different pair. Now obviously these aren't really lineman pliers, these are the van pliers, screw extraction pliers, but they do have the same shape and design as a lot of lineman pliers, as you can see here, but these are primarily for screw extraction due to the tooth design that they have here in the end. So if you guys are interested in screw extraction pliers, van pliers do offer a wide variety of different styles of pliers for screw extraction, as well as normal daily use pliers. These can be used for just normal use, they just happen to have a nice feature of screw extraction. So these are actually spring loaded, but you can remove the spring if spring loaded pliers isn't your thing. And then to keep them closed, which is nice if you want to keep them in your box and you don't want them like that, you don't want to remove the spring all the time, this style does actually come with a cap that keeps them closed, so that's pretty nice. But getting into the actual lineman pliers that I have here, this is the Channel Lock 369, which is a 9.5 inch pair, and then I have the Fuji, which is part number 3300 November 200, 200 being the length, which is actually an 8-inch pair of lineman pliers, so a little bit shorter than the channel locks that I have over here. And there's going to be a pretty big price difference. Fuji is a Japanese made tool, and not all things from Japan can be shipped over here at a cheaper price. Some things do get expensive, also depending on where you purchase it from. So these can be found for anywhere from $50 to $60, so they are definitely on the higher side as far as lineman pliers and pliers from Fuji, because I have quite a few pairs of pliers from Fuji now, and this is probably the most expensive set that I have. Everything else is pretty affordable, especially for being from Japan and being shipped here. So the channel locks are going to run $27, obviously made here in the USA, and they do have hardened teeth. The other nice thing about these channel locks are they do have the cross hatching, which is really nice, especially when working with wires and stuff, because when you go to grab a wire, you're not always going to be able to just grab a wire from the front, where straight teeth, that is the advantage of straight teeth, is they're good at pulling from the front, but not really at too much of an angle or from the side. When you have just straight teeth, you do have more of a chance of slipping and it letting go of the wire. But with this cross hatching, it is really good at holding wire and being able to pull on them from basically any angle. So that is the big pro to having cross hatch teeth in your pliers. They're great for cutting, bending, grabbing, straightening wire, and that goes for all lineman pliers. That is their purpose behind them. So with this channel lock design, the cutting portion is a knife and anvil edge. It's not two knife edges, so one will be sharper and then one will be more of a flat surface to get a good cut. And really it's your preference. Some people like to have two knife edges, some people like the knife and anvil style. So just so you're aware, this Channel Lock 369 is a knife and anvil cutting design. You also have teeth back here for pulling, and that is basically it for this design. You have the crosshatch teeth, the cutter, and the puller back here. These are both high leverage. Just getting into this, what the high leverage is a new design, or not a newer design, more commonly found in pliers today, or more and more today, and it is a really nice feature. Instead of your pivot point being right here in the center, they have moved the pivot point up which increases the bite with less force here, or increases the cutting ability with less force here. So it makes things a little bit easier on you because the pivot point is moved up. These are high carbon drop forged steel, and the grip, just like all of my other channel lock pliers, it is a smooth grip style. So that is a look at your channel lock 369s, running $27, roughly $30, $25 to $30. Getting into the Fujias, this is a zero black. Here's the information on it. High leverage lineman pliers, and once again the pivot point is moved up on this as well. With this you have some different designs. You have straight teeth across the front and an open jaw portion here for fasteners. You have a cutter here, which is a knife and knife edge, so two knife edges, and then you have a crimper here at the bottom. These are once again made in Japan. It cuts copper and steel and piano wire, 14 to 10 gauge crimper. For the grip, you actually have a nice rubberized grip, and it does have knurling on it, so you get a good grip. It is a nice grip, and you have two holes down here. It is just in the rubber portion. It is not drilled through the handles, but you do have holes drilled there. You do have a black oxide coating on the sides to prevent rust and corrosion of the pliers here. And then as far as the knife edge for the cutter, this is what they call their micro mirror polished blades, and as you can tell, they are quite nice and very sharp. So just gonna go ahead and cut some smaller galvanized steel wire here, and I have 4 pieces here, and we'll just show just how easily it cuts those. So I had to put together what I can. Once again, I don't do a lot with these pliers, but I wanted to show them to you and give you my thoughts on them. So that just went everywhere. And then I'll show you the crimper. It does perform really well crimping with little force, and you get a great crimp with these. Whereas something like this, these aren't the best, just due to the fact that these are only so wide, and then this is just a cheap design, and you don't get the best crimps with these. Where this, you have a nice good chunk of material there to do the crimping. Other than that, I have a couple of finishing nails here. We're just going to cut with each pair of pliers just to see how much force is needed to cut them, and then we'll look at the blades to see how they held up. So not much force needed there whatsoever. And then same thing with the channel lock. Now also keep in mind there are many other brands available, just a couple being Klein and Southwire. Those are going to be very commonly known in lineman pliers, but both of these I have really enjoyed for the minimal use that they get, but once again, both of them being professional grade, very high quality pairs of pliers, and I think anybody that would own either one of these would be happy with them. If you guys own either one of these, please let me know your guys' thoughts. If there's any information that I may have forgotten to give on either one of these pliers, please drop it down in the comments, or if you have any questions about them, on maybe something I forgot, or you just have a general question about the tools, please drop it down in the comments. Other than that, if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.